Hi, this is Jada, and I'm speaking with.
Joy Coleman.
And what is your relationship to me, Joy?
I'm your best friend, Jada.
And have you ever taken a women or gender studies class before?
No, I have not.
Okay. And what do you know about transformative justice?
Not much.
Okay. Do you know what punitive justice is?
Yes, I do.
All right, can you elaborate more on what you think punitive justice is?
Well, you see, it's the sort of system that we've got set up now, It's the physical punishments, jail. I don't want to say the death penalty, but
No, I think I'd also agree with that sentiment. I would also qualify it to be more physical, more like direct harm. This like you are being punished for the act that you have done.
I see.
So transformative justice. You said you never heard of it, right?
I haven't.
So how do you feel about a more compassionate approach to things with dealing with things like that, like crime, like people facing repercussions for their actions, then
Yes, I
looking less
that,
punitive?
yeah, I think that would be a good idea or an interesting idea. I mean, I think it would help rehabilitate a lot more people into
Well, a lot of prison abolitionists, they believe in transformative justice because it adds another method other than locking people up, and so
society.
that's going to provide counseling. It requires another level of compassion, but obviously people, there's been pushback for it for prison abolition, but specifically transformative justice because of how because people aren't being punished in the way that people want to see them be punished. Does
Oh,
that make
you mean
sense?
like families of like the victims and things like that?
Well, for example, if someone assaults someone else,
Mhm.
people's first reaction isn't going to be, oh, why did they do that? It's going to be, he is a bad person. He needs to be put away before he can hurt other people. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Whereas, like, when you look at it from a transformative justice approach, it might be like, okay, what led to this? What else is going on? What other factors are going in? Can this person be rehabilitated? How do we
I
get
see.
there? It adds a question to trauma, shame. It adds more context to it.
Mhm.
But it is controversial because people do feel like that certain crimes and certain acts are maybe too what's the word egregious for transformative justice. Serial killers, rapists, do they
Mhm.
deserve it? Do they deserve this same level of compassion and understanding and rehabilitation that we're trying to give to other people?
You know, I don't think so. Or I think that the idea of transformative justice at least has to be tiered in the same way that our current punitive justice system is tiered. Serial killers and petty purse thieves aren't punished punitively the same way, so I don't think they should be treated the same way with transformative justice. I think that there are some people who should go somewhere and not be allowed to interact with society ever again. The people with of whom you mentioned, pedophiles, people who hurt kids, things like that. I don't think that they should ever be allowed to go back into society. And as much as it pains me to say, maybe I'm not saying scrap them all and throw them in the garbage. Maybe there could be places to work with them, studies to be gained, insight into their psyches, ways to prevent, but not to, I don't want to say not to treat them,
Mm,
but I don't, no, they shouldn't be treated the same.
okay, so I just want to add to something that you're saying or I want to ask you something based on what you said, and we are kind of like short on time, so I'll try to. But in it, you
Okay.
said getting to know like their psyches and for future references, getting like basically using them as a deeper lens into maybe other people who may be headed down that path or experiencing things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not consider that paying debt to society?
In what way do you mean?
Like, in the way of, if they are committing an act, and because locking them up, or is your point that locking them up is just like, we need to get them off the streets?
Well, I would want them, like, in a place where they couldn't interact with the general populace. I'm not saying, like, 1950s insane asylum, lock them up and throw away the key,
Well,
though.
I'm saying, if you're taking like them being jailed as like the approach of like, oh, they are paying their debt to society. That's how a lot of people see like jail time being served. And when you kill like murder, or like when you serve life or something super egregious, pedophiles don't usually get life in prison. And arguably they are one of the most, I could imagine them being very open to the idea of transformative justice, because a lot of them see it as a disease. That's neither here nor there. I'm sorry, we have to really
I
wrap this
understand
up.
what you mean.
But
Mm-hmm.
if it is like time served, like, oh, basically them being in jail is them paying their debt to society, I think arguably them providing those resources of giving us an inside look and a deeper understanding into their psyche and people like them. I don't know. Maybe would that maybe be considered paying some sort of debt to society?
Mm. I guess it could be, but
And does not,
who
in
is
a way that's transformative,
that? Who is? Well, yes, that is the way that
especially
I
if,
would want them to be treated under the transformative justice.
interesting. All right. Well,
That, yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll end it with nothing. Thank you so much for your time. I am very much over. Thank you for having this conversation with me and taking time out of your busy day. And thank you.
Oh, of course, I have several meetings to get to as soon as we end. I just couldn't say no to you.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yes, of course, bye. Talk to you later.